Right now on the lineup, we're following breaking news from overnight. A man is dead, another hurt in a shooting in South Philadelphia. The latest details.
Plus, dangerous rip currents are leaving swimmers on the sand at shore towns. A warning for anyone who's thinking about going into the ocean.
A man goes to the doctor with chest pain. He could see what they found. What's really crazy is how long that knife had been there.
Those stories and more on today's edition of The Lineup. It is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025.
Hey everyone, I'm NBC 10's Keith Jones.
And I'm NBC 10's Erin Coleman. Let's get you up to speed with what you need to know today.
Got to talk about that dangerous surf out there, right? The rip currents triggering stern warnings at several local beaches as Hurricane Erin turns toward us.
NBC 10's Neil Fischer has a look at the conditions in North Wildwood.
Officials here in North Wildwood continue to monitor the conditions. We saw high tide at 6:02 this morning. We watched the water rise and we've watched it recede, but the surf is very rough still. These waves crashing into the wall along John F. Kennedy Beach Drive and overspraying onto the street this morning. We saw many people walking along the beaches yesterday as red flags whipped in the wind. Those red flags are expected to be flying for a few days due to the size of the waves. A high surf advisory is in effect, meaning we could see anywhere from 6 to 9 foot waves today and 7 to 11 foot waves tomorrow. Officials are also concerned about the rip currents. There's a high rip current risk for life-threatening rip currents. Beach patrols down the shore are continuing to monitor the conditions as they evolve.
What we're seeing is deadly, fatal rip currents. So you go out there, you're risking your life, and then you're putting the lifeguards in a dangerous situation. And, you know, as a mother, I wouldn't want my children out there. So what you're seeing is dangerous rip currents, strong winds, and it's not even Thursday. I mean, tomorrow it's going to be worse.
And along with the increase in the size of the waves and rip currents, flooding is a possibility as Hurricane Erin continues to move north. That is something that could also cause problems. We will continue to monitor this surf as it changes over the next 24 hours. Reporting in North Wildwood, Neil Fischer, NBC 10 News.
Delaware beaches, they're also closed to swimmers, both for Hobith and Dewey beaches. They're advising people to stay out of the ocean because of the surf and threats to rip currents.
We're following breaking news from overnight. A shooting leaves one man dead, another in stable condition in the hospital.
That shooting happened at 6th and Mountain Streets in South Philadelphia, and police found a gun and 30 bullet casings on the street. So far, there have been no arrests. Investigators are collecting video from nearby surveillance cameras, hoping to get some clues in this. An escaped prisoner is back in custody this morning after leading police on a chase through Delaware County.
Skyforce 10 over Baltimore Pike in Nether Providence Township, where that chase ended in a crash yesterday. Authorities say the prisoner was at the courthouse in Media. They say he stole a car after jumping out of a constable's vehicle. Then, after the crash, ran off into a wooded area. Residents were told to stay inside while authorities searched for him. Officers found him about 20 minutes later and turned him over to state police. Well, several families have lost their homes after a fire swept through a 200-year-old apartment building in Montgomery County.
This is what it looked like on Main Street in Collegeville. Shortly after 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon, the building has 4 apartments. One person was treated for smoke inhalation. 3 firefighters were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. We're told that among those displaced is a family with an infant. While those SEPTA service cuts, they are going into effect in just 4 more days.
Well, the countdown continues for riders. What happens next could depend on states' leaders in Harrisburg. Governor Josh Shapiro spoke about the looming cuts yesterday, said he's continuing to talk with House and Senate leaders after they failed to reach a deal last week to cover SEPTA's $213 million budget deficit.
I'm going to continue to try and bring the Republican leaders in the Senate, the Democratic leaders in the House together to come up with a solution here prior to these cuts going into effect. And I'm working tirelessly to try and find that common ground and get this done.
He says both sides will have to make tough choices. Norristown has a new police chief nearly 9 months after the previous chief was placed on leave, then resigned.
Michael Trail is currently serving as chief of police in Lansdale. He was officially appointed by Norristown's municipal council last night. We're told he will officially be sworn into office closer to his start date, which is slated for sometime in November. Tonight is the first of 2 overnight closures along the Schuylkill River Trail. Crews with the Streets Department will remove the temporary metal shielding under the MLK Drive Bridge. So from 9 p.m. through 5 a.m. tonight and tomorrow, The trail is off limits. The bridge will then be painted as part of the Martin Luther King Jr. Drive Bridge Rehabilitation Project. That's expected to wrap up in September. All right, sounds nuts, maybe, but peanuts may help you live longer.
A new study published in Antioxidants Journal claims that eating a handful of peanuts a day can slow down the aging process. It's thanks in part to high levels of antioxidants, but researchers say eating peanut butter doesn't have the same benefits since it's more processed, which loses some of the benefits. That's a big bummer. The news, unfortunately, does nothing for the more than 6 million Americans who have a peanut allergy. So you don't consume peanuts, obviously, if you're allergic. Goes without saying.
I eat a lot of peanut butter, but I guess I'm not going to get the benefits.
Right?
You have to have the actual nut.
Not good.
Yeah.
Hey, now to a miraculous story from Tanzania.
You're not going to believe this. A man went to the hospital. He had a chest infection and was shocked to learn what was causing it. Take a look at this. Doctors performed an x-ray and it showed a knife lodged in his chest. It had been there in the 44-year-old's body for nearly a decade. Turns out he was violently attacked years earlier, but told doctors then he didn't have any chest pain or difficulty breathing. Doctors were able to remove the knife, and he is now safe at home.
It's amazing.
I don't understand this.
I don't get it at all, how they could possibly miss this, you know?
But if you're attacked, right, a decade ago, yeah, my back hurts, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
Well, how about we look?
It's also facing the front, so you must have been stabbed in the back. But I have another question. If you are the perpetrator, how do you thrust the whole handle in, too? Unless the blade broke off? Maybe that's what it is?
But still, like, there's something there. It broke the skin.
Right. That's a tough dude.
I get it. It healed around it, but...
Yeah. That's a tough guy, man.
Yeah.
But think, like, he must have moved his body in certain ways and be like, ow, ouch, like... Right?
There's more to this. I don't get it.
Think about you do a crunch, you're moving everything in there, like you're gonna feel a blade inside you, no?
Listen, 10 years. It's like, something's feeling uncomfortable now. 10 years later, right?
It's crazy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hey, you might need a little luck on your side tonight if you want to win the big Powerball jackpot.
Buy those tickets, right? Because the jackpot sits at $643 million, the highest it's gotten so far. We'll have the winning numbers as soon as they're pulled on NBC 10 News at 11 o'clock. Or don't pull it. I mean, like, don't buy the tickets. It's like $1 in $293 million. You know, like you can lose that money, probably, most likely.
Come on, but you
got to dream.
Somebody's going to win it. That's what we always say. There is somebody out there.
Well, not necessarily, not this round, but.
Well, not this round, but like eventually. Somebody is going to win that money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Will it be me? No.
Who knows? Who knows how much money it'll cost?
Will it be you? Probably not.
And if it is you, though. Think about us. You're the one. You learned from us.
We told
you to buy the ticket.
Yes, to buy the ticket.
We get like 2% of that cut, right?
It's nice.
Each 2% each.
Any amount.
Right.
Of that much money, hundreds of millions of dollars.
You'll never be able to spend it all anyway.
It's a lot of money.
Hey, by the way, big day on tap at the Philadelphia Zoo.
The zoo is debuting 9 more Galapagos tortoise hatchlings later this morning. There are now a total of 16 of them. The others made headlines around the world when they were each born earlier this year. The tortoises are not only critically endangered, but their parents are 100 years old, making them the zoo's oldest residents. What I find funny is that what we've all learned about giant tortoises is that you can have the eggs and then months later have more and more and more. And so when are we done?
Who knows, right? What is the life expectancy of a tortoise, right?
Well, first of all, there are 100, but there are 16 hatchlings. Who's to say there's not 4 more up in there?
In the shell? Yeah. Who knows?
I don't know because
who knows? You're right.
It's not like a puppy. You got 8 puppies and we're done.
That's
right.
Or
we've
human.
been going through this.
Yeah, crazy.
For months now. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's
Imagine being a 100-year-old parent. By the way, I'm a 40-year-old parent of a 1-year-old. I struggle. A 100-year-old of how many hatchlings?
16.
16.
Yeah, but they're slow anyway. So
they're just conserving their energy. Right. It's easier to keep track of them.
That's what you call off the rails. Let's move on. Hours before hitting another home run last night, Philly slugger Kyle Schwarber visited the 15th Police District in Northeast Philadelphia. We love to see stuff.
Yeah, this is awesome. Schwarber took photos with the officers who serve the community, as well as other first responders, military personnel, and their families as part of the Neighborhood Heroes Initiative. That's great. And while we're talking to sports, big week here at NBC 10. One might call it a Philly special. Today at 1 o'clock, watch the Phillies go for the sweep against the Mariners. Then on Friday, the Birds are back in their final preseason game against the Jets. Coverage of the Eagles game begins at 7 o'clock. Eagles, Jets, tortoises. I'm still back on that. I need to look this up.
I know.
I need to figure it out.
Because we've been shocked. Like, oh, more? Oh,
Right.
wait, no more? Still more tortoises?
This is great. Good for the Philadelphia Zoo, though.
I love how you brought it right back around to the tortoises.
Right.
All right,
Excellent.
that does it for today's edition of the lineup.
See, didn't you like this? For Erin Coleman, I'm Keith Jones. You can get NBC 10 News updates anytime you want on the NBC 10 app. You can also watch us on TV. In fact, some might argue watching us on television is better from 5 to 7 a.m. We want you to have a really great day. Have a good one.
What?